right, Shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakash.
We want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the world taught us the truth. We want to say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all the hopeful elect out there. All right? And we are the Israelites, come out here in the spirit, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, right? Known as America, which America means bitter. But in the Bible, it's written in code. It's called Babylon the Great, place of great confusion. All right, we're the Israelites. There's 12 tribes of our nation. All right, not just one. There's not just one tribe. The people of the Bible. 12 tribes of our nation. All right. Today we're being so-called Black, African American, Native American, Seminole, Indian, Latin, Hispanic. We're the Israelites. It's turning out. It's crazy. It's a Sunday. But the weather's starting to break, so a lot of these people, they're trying to get their last, whatever they're trying to get. You know? Got that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
You read 1 and 18, right?
And
Don't break that down. The angel is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the top angel. The angel an angel is a messenger. Matter of fact, go to Revelation 1, stuff in 7. Read all that.
Revelation chapter 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds.
So now he is talking about Yahweh Shai. All right? The clouds are the chariots, or what the world called UFOs. Okay? Now, in the news recently, I don't know if you brothers are aware, but a lot of top UFO scientists, people who are in that circle, they're been coming up unalived.
Right.
And they're saying that, they off themselves. But then they're leaving, they're finding, records, emails, and them saying if something happens to me, I did not unalive myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to show you they're being strategically taken out. Why are they being taken out? Because Esau wants to deceive you. He wants to hide certain information because that's his job. His job is to deceive, to be a damn devil. So the clouds are what the world will call UFOs. They're chariots. But the Bible identifies them as what? Chariots of Israel. Cloud, the will within the will. Like you said, the Bible's written in code. It's called what? The flying scroll. But that's talking. But the world will see that and they'll say, okay, that's a UFO. But we're identifying it. One more time.
Where it says a role within a role. Not just, I don't know if it's the same or it's a difference, but not just UFO. I think it's NASA scientists as well. They're coming up next because those are the top. They saying it's probably attacks from, like a Russia or, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you target a country's infrastructure. Gotta take down some of their greatest minds, which is with the scientists. Because who else gonna be able to build and conform these different vehicles? You know what I'm saying? Or research. Because they specialize in those fields. You can't get some Joe blow off the street and go in there and talk about some shit dealing with NASA. See?
You know what else that is? It said that the tongue shall fall. So the both sides making them be whistleblowers.
Right.
To tell on themselves. I saw another brother upload a video of the Edomite woman saying the white man ain't shit. So that fits under that too. So these Edomite women are turning against their men. They're lusting after the Israelite man, so-called Native American, Black, Latino.
That's how you know this empire is on its way out, because they women turning. That's how they said, that's how you know an empire about to fall, is the women. Women, your own nation is coming against you, that's it. This is the end of your rulership.
That makes perfect sense because the woman raised up the children. So you got the white woman raising up Esau's children against him. That's why they want to be Jakes. That's why they feel sorrowful for slavery and all that shit. Like, damn, we really ain't shit.
Right.
It's a lot of them, but a lot of them still got that pride, which is beautiful.
I don't know the scripture if brothers can find it, but it goes and talking about uh, in those days he shall either confound their wise men, a teamer. There was something where
I
it's
know
a
what you're
scripture
talking
that says
about.
that, you know,
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Either Jeremiah, I think, or Isaiah.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
thinking of getting to Jeremiah. Where's the
yeah,
lies?
yeah, because he's going to attack their wise men. But you can see that that's probably dealing with those scientists coming on the line.
That's a good, I'm gonna get that. That's a
You know
good
what
piece.
I'm saying? But that's how you would take down the country's infrastructure. You attack the infrastructure, which would be, you know, bridges, the electrical grids. Why not attack the people that create those things, which would be the scientists, right?
Jeremiah 49:7.
That goes into, I always say you're going to pour the curses on your enemies, too.
Jeremiah 49:7 concerning Edom. Thus said Yahweh Shem Shah host, is wisdom no more in Teman? His counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Remember, the Lord said that Esau is wiser than Daniel. So to the degree he did give this man wisdom, but his wisdom is he has knowledge of wickedness. He doesn't, well, he has the scriptures, but he still doesn't apply it. Things that are pleasing to the Most High, he does the opposite.
Right.
And that's a form of wisdom, but it's not the true wisdom, it's not the true riches.
Right.
You know, so all of that witchcraft sorcery he's doing, it's not working anymore. You know, that's why he has to do more.
Exactly.
He says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the dead, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. In the time that I will visit him. Let's say he come with clouds.
Right.
That goes into the visitation. So that's the calamity of Esau, but also the nukes are the calamity of Esau as well.
Right. And that's also a curse that falls on our people too, like you said. Well, he's wise to do evil. And it says, ye are the father of the devil, his will you shall do. And that's our people are wise to do evil. But we follow him in behind Daddy Esau and how he programmed us. If you want to understand why so-called black people act the way they act, we learned it from watching you. Remember that 80s commercial? I learned it from watching you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Daddy Esau. And it reads, Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds.
That's talking about Yahweh the second coming back with clouds. The clouds are the chariots. You know, and the angel said that. He said, why you stand looking up? The same way you left, the same way he's going to come back. You know?
And it reads, and every eye shall see him.
So it's going to be something the whole world sees. You know, it ain't going to be something that only people in Antarctica
North
see.
America, yeah.
You know what I mean? Canada. It's going to be a worldwide event.
Right.
You know, it's going to be a world stopping event.
Because
Because when have, you know, everybody saw, let's say he gave himself a great mountain, just going to be a huge foldership. So it's going to be something where, like, everybody's going to stop what they're doing. They're going to fix their eyes up on it.
Right.
What is that? Some people going to have heart attacks. Some people going to, you know, they're afraid, but the elect are going to be like, you know, like, yes, it's our time.
Right.
Nope.
And you know, if you see movies like Independence Day, that's exactly how it happens. A big ass shit in the sky come out of nowhere, and the people just be looking like, what the? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it was says, does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? You know. And it reads, and they also which pierced them.
Now that, you know, pretty much goes into reincarnation. You might say, well, the Roman Empire, that was 2,000 years ago. So the Lord comes back. How are those people that pierced him 2,000 years ago going to see him?
Right.
That's because, well, this is the Roman Empire all over again. and those people are reincarnated back in their lives. So they might be
Right.
high-ranking military officials, whoever it may be.
Right.
But the Lord's coming back for his revenge. That's what you should get out of it. So that's another scripture that shows the Lord ain't coming back, on some cupcake and rainbow.
He shall not meet you as a man.
You know?
You know? But that's funny you said that though, because they just built this high-powered telescope called the Roman that they're about to put up in I just saw that earlier today. It's called the Roman. I don't know if that's the complete name of it, but I know if you look it up, the Roman is going to be a high-powered telescope.
This is Isaiah 63:4. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Now, who is the redeemed? That's the elect. And what does it mean the year of my redeemed is come? It means the time for the elect to get delivered is come. So when the Lord comes back, he's going to be doing two things. He's going to be destroying the wicked, taking vengeance. He's going to be redeeming the elect. It's going to be like the Lord's going to be doing that simultaneously, like multitasking. Got it.
And it reads, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him.
Why is that? Because the Lord's going to come back and take vengeance on him. I think it also says in the address that some were sad, some were happy, and some were sorrowful. The elected ones are the ones that's going to be happy, and the ones that's going to be sorrowful are the other nations, Esau.
Right.
So that cuts these sellouts that are teaching that the other nations can be saved. There's no salvation for the other nations, man.
I think too when it says some should be sorrowful, I think that's that's when we in the kingdom, because those the 2/3 that's coming back that's gonna be sorrowful for what they did. You know what I'm saying? So remember they're gonna have a shame as well too. That's why they said some should rise up to turn shame up on somebody 2/3.
Right there, I found it. Read that to the camera.
Oh shit, my bad.
That was the devil.
It says Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope. The Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope is a new NASA observatory with a wide field of view designed to study dark energy, exoplanets, and infrared astrophysics by surveying the sky much faster than Hubble. NASA, named after NASA's first chief astronomer, it features 2.4-meter mirror and 2 instruments. So that shows you that this is modern Romans all over.
Right.
This goes into the military technology. My bad.
And I was going to say that too. If you look back at how ancient Roman ruled, they had one of the largest authorities over providences. I think they had over 127.
That's Medo-Persian.
Was that Medo-Persian?
Yeah. Rome did control a large portion of the known world at that time.
Yeah.
But Medo-Persia still had
the
most.
vast. Okay. Yeah.
And that's why they looked at Alexander like he's so bugged out. They had so many provinces and how you said sales. How you said, damn, mercenaries. They had a vast army.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
So even though Roman Empire was very vast, it's
Right.
like that's why I said that Esau the basis of man.
Right. God. And it reads, even so, amen. Right? Verse 8, I am Alpha and Omega.
Like the beginning and the end.
The beginning and the ending.
God said that.
Yeah.
Don't that really say that he's Adam too? First was created. First Adam. Yep. He brought all, whatever he needed to correct it. He's gonna be, brought that in the world, and he got to end it. You know what I'm saying? Start with him, he's gonna end him. That goes back to like how we watched the vampire movies. You had to kill the head vampire for the rest to get that return. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to kill him to kill the virus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts with him. You know what I'm saying? One way you can cure it.
saith the Lord Yahweh, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach.
Which means we suffer. It's right now we're suffering. But this suffering, man, this ain't, of course when you suffering, it don't feel good. When you're undergoing chastisement, correction, rebuke, it's not pretty. You know?
Yeah.
But it's just as Paul said, it's a light chastisement. So suffering is, the kingdom's gonna be, man, it's gonna be like, damn,
It's worth it.
yeah.
Yeah. You see, because it's only human nature that have it to where, if something hurting you, you're gonna try to get up out of it. That's like when you see them jakes getting tamed, they like, stop resisting. How he stop resisting if you electrocute him? He ain't gonna stop moving. He's not resisting, he's trying to get out of that uncomfortable situation. But what we're learning here, and the truth is we're being purged. We understand, what I'm saying, why we getting, jacked up or whatever, seemingly bad luck we're having, what I'm saying? But it's a period of purging. You know what I'm saying? It's ultimately letting us know we don't need certain things. Because in some near futuristic time, we're going to have to become what? As pilgrims. So we're going to be traveling, on this one. If you look up the word pilgrim, it goes into like a religious travel. Like you're on the road to Mecca, paying
A great example of that is the book of Eli.
Right.
He was in the spirit of being a pilgrim.
Right.
He was constantly on the move, not settled in one spot because he was on a mission.
Yeah.
He was just moving in the spirit to where the Lord wanted him to go. And that's how we're going to have to be in these last days.
Yeah.
You have to be praying, go here, go there, can't get too comfortable. So that book of Eli, so that's a happy book.
Yeah. So the point is you're not gonna have all the creature comforts that you have at home. So you're gonna have to shed the whole idea. I'm gonna have an iPad, and you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have, my sofa. You know what I'm saying. My 55, whatever they go up to 100 inches now. 100-inch TV. You ain't gonna have all those things. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Is what I'm saying. That's what this place has come to. Convenience. DoorDash at the tip of your finger. Spark, get your groceries delivered. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's how he's going to get people to take the beast system, the market beast, the convenience.
Right.
Your credit card, your driver's license, your medical insurance, all that's going to be in one place. A lot of people are in debt right now. They're homeless. They're suffering. Well, we're credits with 50K on your check. Just take it.
Right.
This is Matthew 24 and 16. Then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Now we know, this is talking about the Lord's warning about 70 AD.
Past
You know,
event.
But and the Apocrypha does say be as pilgrim on the earth. So we can use it like now too.
Yeah.
17, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Because you don't know. Shit could pop off, you could be at work or think, I gotta go home. I gotta go get my life story.
Bug out bag.
Might be so much war chaos going on in the streets, you might can't even make it home. Might be too dangerous. You can go back over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might get caught up and put your ass in concentration camp, snatch you right up. Like,
Right.
oh, you look like that.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I'm sorry. We were talking about that the other night. That even though you may work out in the suburbs, it might take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the car, but walking is going to take your ass about 3 hours. So imagine trying to go through, Esau, get off my lawn mentality. It's the forever purge.
Yep.
You ain't going to never make it home. Because you're going to be too scared ducking and dodging motherfucking shotgun rounds. You know?
Says, let him, Matthew 24:17, let him which on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. So, you know, you might be in a situation to where you might, you know, the first thought going to come into your head is to go home. But that might be a trap for you. You walk into a trap.
Yeah.
It says, neither let him which in the field return back to take his clothes.
Right.
So that's going to have to be, you know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what that reminds me of now that you said that? The Running Man. Remember?
Yeah.
Every time he tried to make a contact, maybe it's like if he laid up in a hotel somewhere, those hunters would come and find him. So he had to kind of stay off grid. You know what I'm saying? So you going back home, if you on that red list, they already looking for your ass to throw you inside the concentration camps.
So that could be the Lord doing you a favor.
You know what I'm saying?
Just pop off.
Right. That's,
Like, go back. You know what I'm saying?
Leave the world behind. That will be.
and it reads, and patience of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach was, this is Revelation 1 and 9.
Jump to 18.
Okay. This is Revelation 1 and 18. I am he that liveth and was dead.
So that's also ties to the Alpha Omega.
Right.
Because the Yahushua is the first created, right? And he's also the first begotten of the dead, you know. Risen from that has rose from
The feet of death.
Yeah. There you go.
First to defeat death.
Prototype.
Right. And it reads, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen.
That was good. I'm like, right. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, slogan. And have the keys of hell and of death.
That's the one right there.
Right there.
3:20. What is that?
21. The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
So Yahushua got it. The
Right.
bottomless pit goes into Europe. Caucasus Mountains, all that. Based on fire. After the people in the land, they ain't the real people. You know, that bunch of damn demons.
Converts.
Yeah, both sides.
Khazars.
This is Who is Esau Edom by Charles A. Wiseman. Page 5 says Life and History of Esau. Esau was the firstborn of Isaac and thus was heir to the birthright derived from the direct racial lineage of Adam to Noah to Abraham. Thus Esau was racially an Adamite, a Semite, and a Hebrew, the racial stock of the white race. That's Esau. You know, if we look at the people in the land, that's Amalek, which also comes from Esau. So they're all Edomites.
Right.
You know, but Edomite. Says, this is from page 7. It says John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism. All right, so the Greeks made us keep their customs and laws.
Right.
So the Lord put the spirit on this brother John Hyrcanus to do that to them. And that's how Herod got in too. That's that scripture in Sirach, set him not by him.
Right.
You know, because Herod became the king of the Jews, but that was a damn Edomite. You know, it says, thenceforth the Edomites became a section of the Ish people, so they kind of crept in.
Right.
You know, thus at this juncture of time, the Edomites were then incorporated into the Israelite nation and their country was called by the Greeks and Romans Idumea. It says, but the tide turned in favor of the Edomite faction when Julius Caesar made Antipater an Edomite procurator of Judea in 47 BC. When Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod gained power, but was rejected by the Judites. You see that? They ain't fuck with Herod. Why? Because Herod was an Edomite. You know? And that temple he made, which got destroyed in 70 AD, he had a hand in building. Technically, Herod's temple. Says, when Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod gained power, but was rejected by the Judites. Herod shrewdly gained the support of Rome. With a Roman army at his heels, he returned to Palestine, and after a 6-month siege, he captured Jerusalem and became king of Judea in 37 BC. That's why he wanted to try to kill the Lord as the baby, because they refer to the Lord as what? The King of the Jews. So he didn't want a threat to this, you know. That's when you're a king, somebody else claiming to be a king. That's a problem.
But he didn't understand the prophecy. He thought he was going to rise up to be a king at that time, but really it was like way in the future. You don't understand.
A lot of our people didn't understand that either. That's why Judas built them up. Because Judas felt like, well, if they come and get him, he's going to have to use his power to take down the guns. You know? It says Herod was a shrewd and unscrupulous tyrant and was despised by the Judites because he was an Idumean. They knew he was Esau and not one of their own stock. So, hey, even back then, we wasn't on no save all nations. We was never doing that. Because one time, I think it came from the Medo-Persian captivity, the heathens tried to rebuild with us.
I was wondering, what we were trying to rebuild us. He said, what do you have got to do with our power? You know what I'm saying? You can't build with us. You know what I mean? So, you know, he was building the wall, and he was like, yeah, we believe in your power too, you know. You believe in your power too, you know, can be built. What the hell does that have to do with us? You know what I'm saying? That goes right there, like that's a cut, like, you know, this not for you, man. You know, this is a covenant between Yahweh and Israel. It's not a covenant for everybody. You know?
I think that was also what the account of Jeremiah when they had to build with one hand and the sword in the other.
Yeah.
But they were actually coming up trying to offer help to sabotage.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
That
about.
was the plot.
That was nearby and Zerubbabel.
Yeah.
I think it was Joshua.
Yeah. Just like when the scripture go into the wheat and the tare, an enemy has done it.
Exactly.
They purposely sabotage.
Get that right. It's Matthew 13. 47. That's showing you that Herod was terrible. I think he had a Judite wife, so he probably had this complexion to a degree. It probably looked like a light skinned
Great.
But then they knew, like, nah, this nigga spirit off. This nigga, he like me. You know?
Got it.
Is that it? We'll talk about
Chapter Matthew 14.
13 and 47.
I can look it up.
It says, Herod hated the people of Judah, and one of his first acts was to execute 45 of the leaders of the old aristocracy to eliminate any rivalry for leadership. Having secured the kingship, Herod next destroyed the priestly line of Arcanus. So this nigga, he started slaying Jake. You know, it's an Edomite doing this. Since Herod next destroyed the priestly line of Arcanus, the last being Antigonus, who taunted Herod with his Idumean origin. That's not Jake. Nigga, you an Edomite. Get your ass out of here. You can't be saved. Probably tell him you can never be one of us. You know how Jake is.
Yeah. That's goes in what? Killing the witness. You know what I'm saying? He came out with great wrath back then. Like, oh, we gotta get rid of you. You're gonna expose me. You know what I'm saying?
Says, and asserted that the kingdom should fall on one of the royal family. Finally, he murdered Aristobulus, the last of the Aaronic high priest. Herod then sought to affiliate himself with the high priesthood through marrying Mary Am. See, that's an Israelite woman. Aristobulus' sister, the daughter of a high priest. Herod even rebuilt the temple as it was in ruins from repeated sieges, part of which Herod was responsible for by his attack upon the city. So this is he destroyed the temple, but then he tried to rebuild it. You know? It said the temple of God became, in sense, Herod's temple. It says, we thus find that in the years just before the time of the Lord, Yahushua, Judea was controlled by an Edomite faction who usurped the Judite name and heritage. Under Hyrcanus, the Edomites were forced to be part of the Judean culture, but under Herod, the Herodian faction had control over the Judeans' culture and way of life. Confounding the matter is the fact that some Judites had intermixed with Edomite, Canaanite, and other alien stock at the time they returned from the Babylonian captivity. So that goes back to the Menonite nation taking the other women as concubines.
It was in Nehemiah.
Yeah, that's one. I'm talking about the wheat and tares.
Oh, the wheat and tares. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one we're talking about is Nehemiah.
Yeah.
Book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
It's 13 and 24.
And he laid on hold the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, Satan, and
This
bound
is
him.
Esau. Let's talk about Esau. This whole fight, just like the birth, is a struggle. It says two nations within that moon, they were fighting, they were struggling. So this whole how you say it, world events has been a struggle between Esau and Jacob. You know, he would come into power, he would put us in slavery, jack us up. During the Roman Empire, we took over, jacked him up. Now he's coming back in power. This is his revenge. But he's the end of the world then. All right, that's why it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of that fall.
Yeah. Yeah, so we basically gonna get the last laugh. You know what I'm saying? You know how somebody, a back and forth. This person will win, then this person will lose, then this person. No, our kingdom gonna be the last and final kingdom known to, if you will, man.
He's not gonna be saved.
Right.
Esau not gonna be saved, man.
Anyway, your lot, your destiny is to be wiped off the face of existence.
Like you said, that goes back into the womb. That was the struggle. He was on power, he fell, he got back in power. He fell, we got back in the power, and he fell, he came back in the power. That's that struggle in the womb.
Exactly. That power struggle.
Yeah. That's why when he came out, he was holding his hill. Everybody fighting.
Yeah.
Everything's spiritual, fighting to see who come out first, because whoever comes out first is supposed to get the birth, right?
Right.
The spirit had to somewhere. He's the Most High. Jack Esau. He had it happen that way. The way Esau did come out first. But that's why Jacob was holding his hill. And he came out at the same time.
That's why the first show be last. Verse 2. And he laid hold on that dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil.
The old serpent goes back to the garden. Now, who's that serpent in the garden? It's not an actual snake, but it's a man.
Right.
That was the Edomites back then.
And Satan bound him 1,000 years and cast him into the bottomless pit.
So that 1,000-year period goes into where his ass was. He was shut up in the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
So where he couldn't deceive the nations, because his whole time in rulership is about deception. That's how he stays in power. A key part of his power control is deception, the deceiving. What's part of that? The whole black and white thing. Him calling us blacks, African Americans, us not knowing who we are. Calling the name Jesus and Christ, that's part of this deception too, because a lot of our people are getting the name wrong. And then to this day, you have sellouts, like the recent example is of Kyle Hassad, why I don't call him Yahushua anymore. Because we know why, because it's sold out. Let me get this. It goes into says the origin of the Jews. says the Jews today fall within two main types of Sephardic Jew and Ashkenazi Jew. The Sephardim are also known as Spanish Jews, which I think that goes back to Christopher Columbus,
Spain.
and constitute 5% of the Jews in the world. The Ashkenazim are the East European Jews, so that's where that's going into that bottomless pit he was shut up into, you know, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. Since many reference and historical sources have been unequivocally identified that the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars. The original Jewish Encyclopedia of 1905 revealed that the main stock of the Jews came from this Asiatic people known as the Khazars. Khazars are people of a Turkish origin whose life and history are interwoven in the very beings of history of the Jews in Russia. Which how did they get up there? They got chased up there in the time of the Dark Ages. You know?
Yeah, because lately the spirit been out. A lot of the brothers been doing lessons on the wild man. And it was back in time we was the Moors. And it was called it was all bushy and wildy. You know what I'm saying? It was like attacking. Yeah, they was attacking. Yeah, they was attacking the castle, and that's who Esau. I mean, that's who Jake was fighting at that time. But they kept trying to come up to to our cities to come to rob us. You know what I'm saying? So we had to hold up, keep them at bay, going the spirit, areas like that. That was Esau then. He was called the wild one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The wild man.
Trying to go for the
Man.
Beastman.
Yeah.
Which says Planet of the Apes, beware the Beastman. He will take his brother's land.
Right.
Like they're talking about Esau.
Yeah.
That one we was talking about Gad.
Yeah.
He pressed the man his heritage.
Yeah. He's a brute beast. If you seen the movie 28 Years Later, the newest one, like that's what Esau tends to have had was like a rage virus. You know what I'm saying? But he's beast-like. You know what I mean? So that's what you picture when you see him back in the day. Not just a regular caveman, but just grunting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But savage-like. You want to call gas savage? No, you motherfuckers was uncivilized. The uncivilized bunch.
The best movie to see was Quest for Fire. It came out in the early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
The 80s called Quest for Fire. And that showed you, that movie right there gave you, that whole movie was about them.
What you said, Uncle Buck?
Yeah, Uncle Buck, yeah. Quest for Fire. Check that movie out.
This page symbols Esau Edom says the Khazars are nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture. They're not Israelites. They're oppressive man his own heritage. They're culture vultures. They call them dead culture vultures. They have got themselves into the culture and claim to be us.
Right.
And then oppress us with our own, call us
Nice.
Right.
Says they have been following a pagan and a sex-oriented religion. They had officially embraced Judaism in 740 AD while rejecting Christianity and Mohammedanism. The Ish author and historian Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of East European Jews and hence of world Jewry is of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. So he got some damn nerve calling someone an anti-Semite.
Right.
I mean, technically they do come from Shem, but they don't come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
No. It says, in the beginning of his book, he states, the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. If so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus. Read that again. Talk about the bottomless pit. That's what it's talking about, man. But that's what happened to him during the medieval time. He got chased out.
Right.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
So that was your house shot, that bottomless pit. We can say that's Caucasus parts.
And a great chain in his hand.
So that great chain represented slavery. And nobody could take him out that chain but the Lord. know?
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years and cast him.
That's that 1,000 year period. Which actually it was you can say it was a lot longer than 1,000 years, right? We say it all the time, but Lord don't deal with exact numbers.
Well,
Those,
that's
yeah, those Roman Caesars, from I believe it's, the apostles that started with Nerva, the five good emperors, you know, uh, Marcus Aurelius, you know, different. I forget the names right now.
the Alexander's generals.
No, I'm talking about the five good emperors.
Oh, okay.
So the five good emperors were the beginning of the Israelites taking over Rome in that rulership position. It says,
Yeah.
it says, if so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus, and that genetically they are more closely related to Hun, Ugar, and Magyar than to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Koestler then devotes the remainder of his 255-page book to prove this premise. For instance, a record of a letter by Khazar King shows that he traced his peoples to Noah's grandson Japhet, not Shem, that's bullshit because Esau doesn't come from Japhet. He comes from Shem through Abraham and Isaac.
Yeah.
Right? Esau is the son of Isaac. It says Togomar, the ancestor of all Turkish tribes. That's why some of my people believe that Japhet is the Edomites. That's not true, though. You know what I mean? It says the Khazar government was destroyed by the Slavs of Russia in 1016 AD. Around 1200 AD, the land was invaded by the hordes of Genghis Khan. These two events caused large numbers of Khazars to migrate to Poland and Western Russia, forming the cradle of Western Jewry. So they end up getting scattered, chased, put in the caves.
Wow.
That's who's been a cave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. How the brother said that the English Khans, the Khans, they were a Mongoloid mixture of Turkish and some type of Asiatic. You know what I'm saying? So, he'll be able to explain it better. That makes sense when it says they came from Turkish and a Slav. English Khan.
Yeah, a rep yourself.
Yeah.
Start from one.
Still got that Matthew too.
Okay.
Want me to get the Matthew out or just
Rep 20.
all right. This is Revelation 20:1, and it reads, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain."
The bottomless pit is Europe. Great chain represents him being,
Lord and Master.
being bound.
Right.
During that time, he was not in rulership. That's why we look at all these history, the knights, the Vikings,
Right.
the nobility of Europe. Those were Israelites.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm saying, the Lord and Master, because in slavery, the master, you know what I'm saying, put what? The slaves in chains. So Yahweh Shah was in control of that chain. And it reads, "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more."
Yeah, because this whole power ship is this deception, and that's how he's going to get people to take the markets through deception.
Right. till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
So after 1,000 years, he was gonna get let loose.
Right.
You know, and this is what we're living now. That started with what? The time of the Renaissance.
Renaissance.
This
Rebirth.
goes into the rebirth.
Mhm. And it reads, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
So this is Satan's little season.
Right.
But his little season is at its end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it may seem long to us, because what is the difference in time from the heavens to the earth, but 1,000 years is a day to the Lord, and a day is equivalent to 1,000 years. You know? Verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
That's talking about the elect. The Lord told out to Peter, he shall be his judges, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So in the kingdom, the elect are going to be given a crown, but it also comes with what? Throne. You know?
But when we left, we was talking about the Turks and what's his name? Ibis Khan. Remember how you brought out that he was more Turkish than Asian?
Yeah.
What's the story behind it? Because I was trying to relate it, but
Yeah, because like him and Attila the Hun,
telling the hunt,
they're both Edomites.
the Edomites.
They ones who conquered conquered Moab.
Yeah.
They from the Khazars. They from the Caucasus Mountains, Georgia, Russia.
Yeah, the brother just read it out of, what's that name of that book?
Who's Esau?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, shit.
That's crazy.
So yeah, people thought I always thought he was Asian.
Mongol.
Yeah, but he was an Edomite.
And it reads, go back to 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded.
So that's the elect, the martyrs.
Right.
You know? But with that comes with a great reward. You endure it unto the end, and, you know, saying, fuck this world, not take the chip, get your head chopped off.
Right.
You know?
But it says, stand for something or fall for anything. You know what I mean? And it reads, beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands.
Yeah, that's why I said the 7,000 men which have not bowed the knee to Baal.
And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
First day of the kingdom.
Right.
Son. First day of the kingdom.
Right.
People think, this 1,000 years we're gonna live with damn come
Fall or die or something.
So yeah. They just want to come back in power or something.
Yeah, that's that bug out doctrine Sakari that was pushing. After 1,000 years, you're gonna die or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was some shit.
Yeah, they're saying we only gonna live 1,000 years, but no, that's only that goes down to 1,000 years only being one day.
Right.
You know, and then I believe after that day, that's when Esau gonna be bonfire.
Yeah, because they're going into slavery for 1,000 years. So the kingdom is gonna be built up at that point.
It's going to take that long for the kingdom to be all the nations completely be under our control and cleaned up. So after that time is up, then we're going to line up Esau, we don't need
Right.
Your free trials.
Right. Because it goes into telling you right there. It says, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach. So we're gonna be ruling.
Joint heirs.
Joint heirs. You know?
Which Lord willing, you know.
Keep going. Verse 5. But the rest of the dead lived not again, until the 1,000 years were finished.
I believe that goes into twofold. I believe that's talking about, you know, the nations. Because we're not going to do away with all the nations, but we're
Right.
still going to need subjects and service, and
Right.
we're going to need people to reign over.
Exactly.
You know.
Right. Subjects.
So Esau going to be. It doesn't say that all the nations going to be done with, but Esau will be.
Yeah.
So all the nations, they're going to have different lots of land, things of that nature.
Right.
You know, but if they got in their spirit where they don't want to serve us, we're gonna fuck them up.
Right.
We'll come down like the Vulturites. You know, get Zechariah. You know, Zechariah 14.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year and worship and king and the Lord of hosts to keep the feast of tabernacles.
So that goes into Isaiah 60, where it said, they're going to bring the forces of the Gentiles.
Right?
So they're going to come back. They're going to be in the right spirit. They're going to come with offerings, daughters, stones, incense, maybe some food. It's going to be clean according to the, law of Moses.
Like Eli, you better wash your fucking hands. You ain't like, oh, you don't know. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. Come over here with your unclean hands, nasty ass feet.
But they're gonna want to get on our good side. You know, so they're gonna come with offerings.
But they're gonna be contributors. So just like when who was that? Queen of Sheba came to see Solomon, she brought what the finest of the finest. Spices, you know, she brought some jewels and some gold. You know, so that's how it's supposed to be. You come visit. Even some of them other secular movies, things like Coming to America, they brought different things in honor of, you know, seeing another king, or in Conan, you know.
Verse 17, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth.
So if they don't want to come down and serve our power and, you know, be tributaries unto us and, you know, pretty much serve us, what says not the nation that will not serve thee? Get Isaiah 60, my brother. Right. Start at 1. Say the nation that will not serve thee gonna be wasted.
Right.
Remember we used to play Grand Theft. We used to play Grand Theft Auto. When you die, the screen says wasted. That means they're gonna be slaughtered. Well, no.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even...
They all came against Jerusalem. They all had a part in putting us in captivity and trying to, you know, Psalms 83. It's just that Esau, he's going to be the one that's totally wiped away. You know?
Shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles.
They ain't going to be able to worship Allah in our kingdom. You know? When I was at work the other day, you know, Ishmael, he would pull out a goddamn magic carpet anywhere. Get down and start praying. He's not going to be able to do that in the kingdom. You know? Their God gonna be wiped out. They gonna be able to serve us. They gonna be able to serve Allah in the kingdom of Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 17. And it shall be that
you know, all them different idols and statues, they gonna break that shit up, burn it.
And it shall be that whosoever would not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if they
so if you don't have no rain on your country or your land, That's gonna cause what? A drought. Could cause the land to be very dry. Could cause a wildfire, which could result in a famine, which can result in what? The end of a people.
Right.
So if they don't want to serve, that's gonna be the end of them.
Right.
Pretty much. They don't want to worship our God. Okay, that's gonna be the end of them.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like equivalent to today. Nowadays, we don't pay your bills, our unity will be cut off.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
gonna cut the elements off of their ass, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's heavy, like storm. Have power like storm to control the elements.
Oh, no, what? You don't pay? Oh, you ain't come up? Okay, no rain.
No rain for you, which means you will be starving.
Right. And they gonna know why too. Just like with you know, the days of like King David, them famines and stuff happen. You know what I mean?
You see in the movie, they're gonna be like, the gods was angry at us. You know what I'm saying? The gods was angry.
Right. What have we done?
We need to sacrifice.
Right.
They're gonna be telling on each other too. You gonna like just like you had back in us when we were slaves, we had the house nigga.
Right.
You're gonna have the house cracker or the house
Edomite.
or whoever. They're like, yo, such and such was talking against you, like, you know,
Right.
telling on it like, yeah, we'll bless y'all with some rain and some crops. You know,
Right.
You'll get a little of this. For you telling us and being a good servant. You know, we'll make sure your harvest be good next year. You know what I'm saying. You know. And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
So you're gonna die.
Right.
Pretty much. That's in other words, you're gonna die. Get down, lay down.
Wow. Basically, you're gonna commit suicide.
Because it goes into when it talks about the kingdom, it says they shall rule the nations with a rod of iron. You know? But drop that. Was that it? One more?
Got some more. And if the families of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be plagues wherewith the Lord will smite the heathens that come not up.
So it ain't gonna just be. I'm sorry, ain't gonna just be no rain. You might send locusts.
Right.
Shit. You know, you might send a hit out on them.
Right.
Even though the lions said they're gonna be eating straw, but they're gonna still have that sharp teeth. We're gonna put the spirit on every once in a while, give them a little snack, some little flesh every now and then. Yeah, like yo, go ahead. Like,
Right.
You have a plague of lions attacking them. You know what I'm saying? Here and there every time. Like, why these lions attacking them? I thought they eat straw now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Word.
Oh, some bees. You know,
Big
they
bee.
sent the bees on the FJ recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Now these gonna be killer wasps.
Mhm.
Now some hornets. There's some hornets on the ass.
might have a chariot zap their whole fucking city.
Sick,
You know
man.
what I mean?
I'm like, come down, we do business. Like you just said, we're gonna send a chariot.
Right.
Tap, 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 tap. Tap.
Everybody start turning to powder, they get the message.
Yeah. It's gonna be what Esau wanted to be now, these electric cities. You want everything that you're gonna have an electric city, all right. You're gonna be doing electric boogaloo too. Trying to get away.
Verse 18, if the families of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be plagues, and wherewith the Lord will smite the heathens that come up to keep the feast of tabernacle. I think that's Revelation 2:27.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I'm saying. We say, shall rule the nations with the rod of iron. That's what it's talking about. They're not gonna be able to worship Buddha, Allah, Krishna. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna be able to go to church on Sunday. You don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to take the rainbow and use it as a tool for homosexuality.
Right.
You know?
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 27. Oh, let's start at 25.
Yep.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. But that which is ye have already hold fast until I come. And he that
Which is what? Which is the truth. Truth. The knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's why I think it says that no man take that crown. You know? So the Lord's saying, like, don't let it go. Don't let this truth go. And what you gonna drop the truth and pick up a back, you know what I mean? What you gonna go back? You're not gonna go back to all that. You know?
that who overcome and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
So how all nations gonna be saved if the chosen are gonna be given power over all nations? You know? That's why I said the first shall be last and last shall be first. We're last in society. These heathens have power over us. That's what Ezra was crying about. He said, Lord, if we be the people that you love, then why these nations got power over us? Shouldn't we got power over them? That's the whole struggle with Jacob and Esau. You know?
Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of potter shall they be broken.
So that's like a hard, rigorous rulership. Notice that James Brown probably won't take no mess. It's gonna be no, no, not taking no shit from no heat.
Right. Days off.
You know how the cops come,
Except for the Sabbath.
how the cops come with that little authoritative spirit, especially if you're Jake, man. They don't have no care how they treat you or feelings. They just, you know, we're gonna be like that with the heathens. We're gonna be like the spiritual police on earth. Israelites.
Well, that just happened here in Rochester. The police rolled up on a group of jakes that was out at the club waiting for Uber. And these motherfuckers came up all, you know what I'm saying, rough and tough, you know, guns drawn. And these is like kids, teenage, you know what I'm saying, young adults, if you will, you know.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of potter shall they be broken to shivers.
That's like a hardcore, strict, very strict rulership. You know?
Even as I received of my father.
So that's what it says. Ask of me, I shall give the heathen for thine inheritance. Is there more?
Yeah, that was it.
I'll go to Psalms 2. So, I was gonna say a lot about people they think it's a joke. It's really not gonna be a joke when you can't eat unless you got the chip. Sure. Or drink.
Even when you get the chip, it's not guaranteed you're gonna eat them.
Yeah, because he charged a damn double.
Plus, plus it's gonna be a famine anyways. So you take it either way it goes. It's a lose-lose for you either way you look at it. You're gonna get the grievous sores. You're still might starve. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna get burnt up.
But it says Satan goes to and forth through the earth seeing who he can devour. You know what I'm saying? But he knows he has but a little bit of time. So he's trying to take wherever he can with him. So one of his key aims would be to have the saints denounce who the Lord is. So by taking that microchip, you're basically saying that Esau's God. You're not trusting in the Lord, you know, because it specifically tells you not to take it, you know.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and people imagine a vain thing?
What's that vain thing? That Russia's gonna be the next to rule. You know what I'm saying? Chinese gonna be the next to rule. You know what I'm saying? All these different nations, they got in their mind like we up next. See? They believe that. We're gonna be, and whatever nation get the power, you gotta think we're gonna have to be their slaves. They're gonna come for us.
You got dumb niggas talking about China gonna be the next superpower. They don't realize, okay, then that means gonna be slavery another 1,000 years.
On the more.
More have.
You know? Imagine that.
Oh damn. Buddhism gonna be have to eat their food, rats, cats.
They got a social credit score over there, man.
Yeah, I know. I see
jaywalk, they cut you off the system.
They don't show. I was seeing it on TikTok. They have they laying it like little shit like that, like little park open field like that downtown.
Yeah.
They sleeping on them shits. They out there living out there, like little courtyards and shit. They out there sleeping. Got no clothes on.
Yeah.
They all just laid out, man. Like people that working class up, people, man, looking like, Jake homeless and homeless people over here.
Well, for one, China is overpopulated as it is. I think you can only have one child or so per household, and they're living in these little micro rooms. So it could be like a a high rise, but it's like these little rooms inside rooms. You know what I mean? It's basically just big enough for you to go in there, fucking lay down and go to sleep.
So if I was a mobile China person, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to like over there by Vietnam or Thailand or something, or somewhere, because they over there, cause seem like they live good over there, you know what I'm saying? Like East Asia or something.
Right.
Fuck out of China. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right though.
Huh?
That China, you know what China is? China's a testing ground for what they want to do in America.
Mm-hmm.
So it's people are lab rats, man.
Yeah.
A lot of them gonna take the shit.
Well, they're under a communist rule. I mean, America is communist too. We just don't, as these citizens, they just don't know it. It's getting more into a tyrannical type of Hunger Games, the long walk.
That's why they have
No.
no Kings Day protest against Mr. Trump.
Exactly.
Donald Duck, you know.
Because they see where it's headed. You
They-
know,
they-
it's turning into a regime.
They look at him as the tyrant, which
Yeah.
is spiritual, because the scripture talks about the cruel Lord.
Exactly.
So that has to be the cruel Lord,
Exactly.
you know. Remember? Talk about the heathen for thy inheritance. That's what I was looking for. That's how it go. Whenever there's a nation in power, there has to be slaves, you know.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 3. Let us break their bands.
I'll start from
Oh, yeah. The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And the kings of the earth.
You know what that is too? That's the fight against the Most High. Because during the second coming, what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to fight against Yahweh. They war against the Lamb.
Right.
And the Lamb going to overcome them because he's King of Kings, the Lord of Lords.
Yeah.
So they go to Project Blue Beam, you know. That's
Right.
part of that too.
Yeah. But that's the Lord further in that. He's going to harden their heart. He said their heart shall fail them, but he shall make them thirst fight. So the Lord is going to put that. They're going to be afraid, but they just going to look at it like an alien invasion, like we got to band together,
Yep.
China, man.
Yep.
Because that's when that president said that in order for us to get together to put aside race, we had to have an otherworldly attack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The
That's
kings
that
of
bad thing is having us in slavery again. You're not. No, this is it.
Right.
That's why Jeremiah said, rejoice and be glad.
the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together.
See, we win. You know, even that speech from Ronald Reagan in 1984, what he said, that we got to come together to face out of this world threats. What is he talking about? The second coming.
Right.
You know, this is why Trump has made the Space Force right before COVID. And what? December 20th, 2019.
Yeah.
That's the coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence, man.
Well, around that time, that's when you started to see a heavy presence of UAP sites, and it was coming out. NASA could no longer hide it, if you will, the Area 51. Because that shit been going on since like the time of Reagan. That's why they built that area over there to observe. Because over there in the Arizona desert, they see a lot of those UAP or the chariot sightings. You know?
And the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. That goes to Psalms 83. You know what I'm saying? Craft the counsel. You know what I'm saying? How they all came together, to scheme and plot to keep us in sin, to keep us broken, so they can continue their rules over us. But they don't count on how shot, having a plan for the 1/3 to wake up in the latter days and get this truth and prophesize against them and break their plans up. Because Esau Edom, his greed is going to cause him to lose his power, his rulership, because he want to get this MOTB running, not knowing that's going to be his fall. You know what I'm saying? This is like a setup. It's like a snare. You know what I'm saying? He lays the trap and he going to fall on his own snare.
I like how you broke it down where you say he took us in captivity, but he didn't account for these people was going to one day bring the prophets back.
Back.
So that's like a Trojan
horse.
horse. Take
Yeah.
a Trojan horse in your kingdom.
Exactly.
Now
Yeah.
we're prophesying against your ass.
Right.
You could do.
But that was the prophecy. That's when Abba Bivens came on the scene. That was prophesied that it was going to happen that day. You know what I'm saying? That people wake up. It says in the land of our captivity, where they says we are not the people, people say that we are the people.
That's a great precept.
So we're going to proclaim it, you know?
Because there are people claiming they are the people.
Right.
They damn sure not the
Right. What the scripture says, they say they are Jews, but they are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You know?
Verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision.
Yeah, the Most High gonna mock them. Like Most High, it's a man of war.
Right.
So he's like, come on, whatever you think you're gonna do.
Right.
You know, like your chess master like 5 moves ahead.
Right.
Lord's
Right.
like, all right, try it.
Right. Grasshopper.
Yeah, man, you just learning a
style. Yeah.
You trying to go up against the
Right.
top guy.
Yeah.
Now,
What you call it? The white belt form?
The white belt form.
Yeah, you just beginning, but you trying to take on the master?
The black belt is the top. What's the top?
Well, it's degrees within it. Like, it's different martial arts, but because really with Chinese martial arts, there wasn't really a belt system. But since, the Japanese had it, they wanted to mimic it. But really, like, 10th degree is one of the highest belts you can get. So a 10th degree, that's a grandmaster. Taekwondo.
Even they'll say the reason they got that not the raw subject, but it's how they came with that belt system. Because even in Japan, they didn't really have that either.
Right.
They said that when they had it, because really it was all white. They said that when
Americanized.
but they said when they said that how when you practice and train, and when your clothes start turning dirty, that's to show how long you've been doing it. Because when your belt starts turning dirty, that's how they became about the black belt. You know what I'm saying?
Because it really was doing with how long you did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a belt system, it's just how long you've been doing it. And how many styles you know. You know what I mean?
So like your clothes get torn up and get dirty.
The wear and tear,
you can't really wash it no more. You wear, like you said, the wear and tear of it. That just show how long you've been.
So that's like, I'm sorry, I was gonna say, but that's like your Howard Shai's like the top black belt, so for lack of better words.
Exactly.
And he gave him the sword, so he think he's doing something.
Exactly.
Like, come on, bring it.
Yeah. That's like somebody giving you a weapon and say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'll fight you with my bare hands. I'll let you have a weapon. I'll even tie one of my hands behind my back to make it fair. You know what I mean? And the nigga still whoop your ass.
The Lord said, man, if this is my kingdom, my servants will fight.
Right.
So you think he's not ready to fight?
Right.
No.
Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision. Verse 5.
Yeah, because they're going into slavery. And we're going to be mocking their ass when we put chains on them. Like, got your ass. Thought you could hide in the mountain. Slap a chain on them, big ass heavy chain. Put them in captivity. Clean those bodies up.
Smack them in the back of the head. Like, how you was a little kid when your dad or your mom to tell you, get in that room when you go get your ass in the house. You go on the way in the house, you smack your back of your head.
Right.
Good.
Move fast.
Pop.
This demon, man. That shit sound bad.
Annoying, right?
Fat too.
That's he's so where he go.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
They don't know. Might not be able to unsee it, you know. Was that when Lot and Sarah and his family was leaving out, he said, "Don't look back." Yeah.
It's like, don't look at him. Don't look at him. You ain't gonna be able to unsee it. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Wait, what's it say? Keep going. Say, ask of me, I shall give thee heathen. I think it's verse.
Yet I will set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, I will declare the decree, the Lord that have said unto me, thou art my son. This day I have begotten thee.
So that's Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, thou my firstborn.
Yep.
That's why the Lord took out the firstborn in Egypt.
Yeah.
The Lord said, okay, you want to take my firstborn, make them slaves, got something for you. You know?
Verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for thy inheritance.
So they're going to be what? Slaves. We shall take them captives whose captives they were. Well, that's one of my favorite scriptures, man. Read it all the time.
and
He
the
that killeth with the sword.
Must be killed with the sword.
and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
That's balance, man. So I mean, we're going to get their land. We're going to get them. You know what else? We're going to get their women.
Yeah.
So how these motherfuckers, Christian, like attacking Christians, to read that some of all nations could be saved, but then when you read, they look over those scriptures. I know they read them. What that mean? No, brother, that was mean at a certain point in time, brother. You reading that wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, nah, you reading it wrong.
Well, they're not reading it at all.
Yeah.
What it is not a feel-good doctrine. It's not a take care. It's not a feel-good doctrine.
Yep.
It's not going to pad the pockets
Yep.
of the preacher because he's there to sow what? What do they call it? A prosperity doctrine.
So see,
You know what I'm saying?
prosperity doctrine.
Yeah, it's all for the outlook of good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that it?
Yep.
Let's get Isaiah 60.
Yep.
We'll probably end it there.
Start at 1.
Yes.
This is the book of Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee.
That's another great mystery, the name of the Lord. But that's something that you need to know. Because it says, all those that call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. There's going to be a lot of people calling on Jesus. They're gonna get fucked up.
Right.
They're going to be like, well, why aren't you harping me, Lord? Because that ain't the name.
Yep.
Right.
What's that lady we always mention? I forget her name right now, but she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She got blown away.
Sandra Massey.
Sandra Massey.
Sandra Massey.
How you said? Don't do it.
Yeah, the cop. She
Said
said,
fucking not.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that sounds fair.
she told him,
All right.
What's up?
she told the cop, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. The cop said, you better fucking not. Why he did that? What threat is it called? That's a spiritual thing,
Right.
right? She threatened them in a spiritual manner,
Spiritual threat.
but it wasn't the correct name.
Right.
So you know, Esau's carnal.
Right.
Like they say, we saying a couple of camps back, like the English word is a curse word. So when she said his name in English, well, not his name, so-called, she cursed herself. You know what I'm saying? You got put to death.
Right.
Calling on the wrong name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You thought that name was going to save you, help you, just seal your
Right.
faith.
Well, what it says that it doesn't have the same power if it's uttered in any other language. So the Hebrew is the most powerful language. It's the first language, actually. You know what I'm saying? Known to man.
There was another example of this guy, I forget his name, but he's from Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was calling on Yahweh. Same thing.
Elohim.
Cops came to get him. He sounded like Raiden.
Right.
No, Raiden make that noise. Nigga said, Elohim.
Hey.
The cops shot him.
Right.
He said, can't make this up, man.
Right.
But now you got digging her car on the side talking about the name. Come on, man. You got paid off.
Why they stop?
Because there's so much power in the name.
I wish hurry up to get swift judgment coming through quick. I just got tired of it.
Lord might make that joint public, man.
Yep.
Lord is going to make it public. No.
That shit, if that happened, that might look smack the real Hebrew back. like you better get your shit right. You see what happened to you over with. Everybody get his ass back there.
Might put on the garment real quick.
Quick. Cut that hair too. Take that damn head off.
Yeah. He gonna put on a garment and cosplay, as he said. Fuck out here cosplaying. It says rehearse the righteous acts. These are ancient garments. Fuck, y'all converted to t-shirt fringes and tee-seats.
Get his ass fell. The Lord, but that goes back to the Lord rejecting him.
Wow.
Niggas been rejected. That's all. The Lord took the spirit from him.
Yeah, over time, slowly but surely.
The whole time their oil was leaking, they didn't even know.
Right.
You know how like when you get shot or get hit,
Yeah,
you ain't know you hit, and then you just fuck around,
start getting lightheaded.
and you just faint. Oh shit!
Start feeling that little drip.
Yup.
Like, yo, why my shirt wet?
Right.
That motherfucker, that ain't water. It's mixed in there. It's plasma and water. You're bleeding.
You bleeding? He said, I'm bleeding. He said, you bleeding, wipe yourself off.
Yeah.
Word.
Wipe yourself off. You bleeding.
You know what I'm saying? Wipe it out. Word. And it reads, verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. All right. This is Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory.
Oh, now check this out. Oh, this is fire, man. So while you got that in the KJV, I'm looking at it in the Amplified.
Right.
It says, arise from spiritual depression to a new life. Was not we in spiritual depression when we was in the world?
Yup.
Right.
We thought we was fucking African booty scratchers.
Right.
Oh, some probably wanted to worship white Jesus.
Right.
You thought, there was blessed people. Some of us wanted to be white.
Right.
Right.
So we were in that spiritual depression, but coming into the truth that has been taken off of us. It says, arise from a spiritual depression to a new life. Shine, be radiant with the glory and brilliance of Yahweh Shem Shai. For your light has come, and the glory and brilliance of the Lord has risen upon you. That's really going to be with the new covenant, new body.
Right.
The nation's going to see that, like, yo, these people are blessed. They
Right,
got
yeah.
hope about them.
Right.
Like gods, man. They're going to be in fear.
Right.
They ain't going to help but bow.
Right. When that goes through that scripture, it says, for thou art rich. You know what I'm saying? The one that says the synagogue is, you know what I'm saying, the gates thereof language.
I think Revelation 2.
Yeah.
And 3, 2, 5, 6.
Yeah, Lord said, I know thy tribulation and your poverty. Like, I know you're catching hell down here, man.
2 and 9. Yeah, Revelation 2 and 9.
Poor, got to get by.
Right. But
But
in all actuality, we're heirs
Rich.
of a great kingdom to come, as on earth as it is in heaven.
I mean, when I used to cry about not having money back in the days,
Right.
my aunt, and I'm just saying, my aunt used to always tell me, you're already rich.
Right.
You
Right.
got your money, you just wait, you just be patient.
Right.
I was like, man, I need $1. What you mean I'm rich,
Right.
yo? You know, but now I know what she meant when she said that. She's already rich.
And that also said what it said. It says arise from spiritual depression, because a lot of how you function, how your health feel, it starts in the mind, which ultimately is in the spirit. If your spirit's vexed, then that's gonna fuck up your daily interactions in life. You're gonna walk around like you got a chip on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So that's very heavy, though.
Yeah,
You know.
sorry to cut you off, but one of the key aspects of this truth is cutting off that old man. A lot of it's dealing with your mind, the way you think, your habits,
Right.
cutting off certain habits that were not helping you,
Yeah.
changing your diet. So
Right.
that comes with a new mindset, then that helps you in the truth, man. It really does, A lot of shit you were doing, you might not know, and that shit
It
was
was bad for you.
depressing you too.
All bad. Yeah, certain foods you eat. That's why they call it what? Comfort food. You know what I'm saying? Because, really you battling demons. You know what I'm saying? So those demons will persuade you to I guess,
Eat a whole bucket of ice cream.
a whole bucket of ice cream.
Remember
you know
Nutty
what I'm saying?
Professor? He said, you get to the bottom, you're empty, just like that bucket.
Basically.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, for real, that makes sense. Basically.
You're eating the ice cream, crying.
Right. Because those are empty calories. They're not doing that for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Uncomfortable food. Yeah.
Exactly. But they use that as a mechanism to cope. It's a coping mechanism. But those is demons telling you that. The parasites, they want that sugar.
So stuff that I ordered. Sorry about that.
No, you good, bro.
I said stuff that I ordered is gonna be killing that parasite. You know what I'm saying? So I can keep my cravings under control.
Yeah.
You know.
And also help with fasting too.
So yep, yeah. 'Cause I need to be fasting more, a lot more frequently. Instead of me having to build myself up to it. And then when I actually get the fast, I'll be too quick to jump out of it instead of me just
keep the course.
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot of times sorry, I was gonna say when a lot of times when you fasting, man, you don't want to eat. And then when you do eat, like, damn, man, why did I eat this shit?
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I was fasting, and I did like for 2 days. This was just when it was, 2 days, not too long ago. And I came out here, I was right here, I was prophesying, man. Yo, I was full. I was full. I ain't even want to eat. I was starving, man, because I came straight out here, fasting. I ain't eat nothing. I just still came straight out, prophesied. Man, I was full, man. It was like I already ate. I was like, dang, yo, that was powerful right there. Like I wasn't even full. I was already full, but I ain't eat nothing. And when I did eat, I had some, chicken at the house when I ate that. But like you just said, like, damn, like I wasn't really hungry because
I could have went longer.
Longer, yup. That was powerful, though.
I got a quick precept too.
Oh, bring it up.
It goes along with what we're saying, like you said, with the spiritual depression. This is Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Like you just said earlier, you started camp about how it's a frequency out here that you saw throwing out here that's keeping you depressed, stressing out. You know what I'm saying?
Or angry too.
Angry,
You
yeah.
wonder why you always see people arguing and about to fight.
Chemtrails,
It's the drugs,
right? Chemical, metabolic warfare. What's
How
up?
we good, bro?
Yeah, you walking on stuff.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. You said what?
Any literature to give away?
Literature? No, just
About
read the
what?
Bible, brother.
You
You
can sit there, you can sit there.
can listen.
Sit there and listen. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the word's gonna cleanse you.
See, one word without the Christ in it.
Huh?
The word with Jesus and not Christ in it.
Just go ahead.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah, but that was the point I was making with it's a demonic attack. That's why we feel depressed and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because of stuff like this we got to deal with. It vexes your spirit.
With their eyes.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead.
But this reads, start at the top again. This is Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, is risen upon thee.
That goes into the elect being delivered. Like being delivered in new bodies, that's gonna be the end of this shit. Demons messing with you.
Right.
Waking up tired, not
Yeah.
wanting, like, damn, I gotta go to work again. Around more demons.
Right.
Yeah.
He remind me of one of the ghosts on Subway in the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
With Patrick Swayze. Like, what the fuck? What you just said?
Once the word go out, here comes Satan. I'll take the word away.
Who was he trying to teach him how to move a can or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do look like that.
You look like that motherfucker, didn't
Yep.
Yeah. Nigga look like some shit out of Beetlejuice, man.
Yeah.
Damn. That shit vex your spirit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you just gotta ignore him, man.
Yeah.
I think you just go ahead.
Yeah. No,
His question was confusing.
I couldn't even hear him. That's why I was like, what? Like,
I wasn't trying to hear him.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, man, just sit there and listen.
No.
Sit your ass up and listen.
Come here looking like that with shoes, smacks, slippers and sneakers on.
You know what I'm
Switching
saying?
socks.
High ass socks.
Looking like a Batman villain.
Look.
Right.
They're giving him money. Simple ass
I think
people.
that's a cigarette.
Even worse.
Right.
Looking like a Batman villain.
Right. Yeah, they had this YouTuber.
They trying to kill him.
Right. They had this YouTuber he was going around giving the homeless cigarettes,
Yeah.
fucking alcohol. He's like, yeah, just do good with the bad shit. But the county, the city officials was looking for his ass though, because that's promoting what vile behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because the people turn violent, they chemically imbalanced. You see what I'm saying? And it reads, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people."
That's America right now. Esau. Right now. You know, like we always say, that's why you got the rainbow as a symbol of home, because it's gross darkness out here. That's why you have women that think they're men that try to usurp authority over you.
Right.
You know, boss you around, control you. You know.
But the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
What's to say he shall rise with healing in his wings. So right now we are sick. We got to deal with Esau. You know, it says the physician is going to cut off that lung disease.
Right. How you gonna heal us when you beam us up? We change out of this foul body to a mortal body. Right. That's why you said I got healing under my wings. It's gonna beam us up, and that transition is gonna change in the blink of an eye. You know?
Right. But it's from what's these our terrestrial bodies?
Yep.
We're gonna go into our celestial body. Because you can't go up in outer space like that and breathe air and oxygen. You know, that's why they have the astronauts wear those space suits.
That's why I say it's flesh and blood.
Right. In the kingdom. Exactly.
And the spirit got to go up.
Right.
So this body gonna really like peel off.
Cocoon.
Yep.
Shed.
Yeah. And the energy is gonna go up into the chips, and then by the time you get into the cherry, your body gonna have that. You know, you already have the spiritual body and stuff.
Right. Right.
Yep.
You got clock. That's you.
That's just like Star Trek.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like Star Trek. That's how we get beamed up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, beam you up. Like, get beamed up to transform.
I forgot what scripture it was, but I heard years ago somebody was trying to refute the fact that the Lord Yahweh had a body, because it said the spirit was up there, but the spirit was in the form of a body. Yeah, arms, legs. You know what I'm saying? I forget what scripture that was, but it, you know, I was watching it years ago, and somebody came up. I wouldn't say trying to scoff, but they was just trying to say, well, you know, the Lord is a spirit. He doesn't have a body. But it's a scripture that goes and saying he's a spirit, but it's in the shape of...
Go to Daniel 7, I think, 9, they'll tell you he has a body. You know what I'm saying? Revelation 1 and 13. Right. You know, Daniel 9, you know.
Another cut for that, so we're made in the image.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
That let you know they don't, a lot of them, some of them don't read the Bible.
They don't do the research. It says precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. To add it all together. Because there are other scriptures that says his skin is of a barrel. You know? And it reads, verse 3, "And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising."
Why they gonna come? Because if they don't come, they gonna get plagues. Right. So come. And what does it mean come to thy light? They're gonna come to be instructed. Right. They're gonna come and to see. Matter of fact, guys here too. Start from 1.
What was that movie? Remember that old school baseball movie called Field of Dreams? He said, "Build it, and they shall come."
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Right. So that's gonna be the heathens coming.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
So that's going. Remember, that's going into the kingdom. It's gonna be like an everlasting kingdom. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be the last kingdom of a heathen ever.
Right.
You know.
And shall be exalted above all hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
So the government of Israel is going to be, you know, it's going to be above all the nations. They're gonna have to come to us to learn how to live on this earth.
Right.
You know, they're gonna have to learn the law, statutes, and commandments. You know?
Right.
In verse 3, then many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the Yahweh of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Yep, we're gonna teach you the ways, we're gonna teach you the dietary law, you know, teach you how to pray. You know?
We will walk in his path, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and
Yeah,
the words.
Judah, you know, but really all the tribes. All the tribes are gonna be what? Kings and priests.
Okay.
And out of
Yeah,
and we'll walk in his
you ain't ready for no fittings.
You know what I'm saying?
There's really gonna be no
No.
cap.
will walk in his path, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
Yeah, that's what that spiritual power is gonna rebuke them.
Right.
Meaning what? They're gonna get put to death, they're gonna get cussed out, they don't get in line, they don't get called in order, they're gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get fucked up.
And their spears into pruning hooks, nations shall not
But
nations shall not lift up swords against nations, neither shall they learn war
so
anymore.
we're not in the kingdom right now. Those people that are in the land, they're not the right people.
Right.
Because when we get in that land, they ain't gonna be no war. There ain't gonna be no need for no
Right.
war. You know what I'm
Plus,
saying?
plus that land gonna look like a damn desert. It's gonna
Right.
be like gonna look like a garden again. It's gonna be grass on the ground, you know, nice palm trees, nice apple trees, and it's gonna look like a garden, like how it was in the beginning. See, it's gonna be the curse gonna be lifted off that land.
It
So,
says the land flowing with milk and honey.
gonna be nice, pretty waters,
Yeah.
river streams.
That Lord gonna have to nuke it.
Yep.
Because come they got a 4-day gay pride festival coming up in the Dead Sea. And do you know that's right where ancient Sodom and Gomorrah was?
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
they're playing with the Most High.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We're gonna blow them off the fucking mountain.
That it.
Yep.
Back to Isaiah.
Excuse my Hebrew.
They
And it
gonna
reads,
they're gonna be like God.
you know what I'm saying? Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
That's all the other Israelites that scattered. They're gonna bring our peoples to us, man. Once the king, because some of them might not get caught up in the church, so the other nations are gonna be like, oh, we're gonna round up our people. Like, yeah, we got y'all, stop, putting them on ships, and
Right.
bring them soon. Yeah, it's taking back.
Like they did Jonah.
Yep,
Right.
Yep.
Yo, ain't you a Hebrew or you some Hebrew
Exactly.
guy? You gotta get off our boat.
They're gonna be like, that's Uncle Willie's son.
You know? Nah, we gotta give you back before we get plagued.
You know what I'm saying? And it reads, verse 5, then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged.
Yeah, because that gonna make us fear the Lord even more. Like, yo, like it's like seeing this place get destroyed and you like
Right.
barely making it.
Yeah.
Everything the Lord gonna do for you. That's gonna
Right.
that's gonna do fear,
Yeah.
especially if we of the elected of new bodies. Fear is gonna be at
Right.
an all-time high.
Right.
The name of Yahweh Shem outside is gonna be exalted in the earth, man.
Right.
I know damn Christ Jesus.
Yeah. Do you believe now, Trinity? Because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee.
Which goes into what? The riches of the Gentiles. What we could see, wealth is never lost, it's transferred, friends. Right now, Esau stole our shit. That's why it says he has swallowed down riches, but he ain't gonna vomit them up.
Right.
You know? it's gonna be given right back. They're gonna bring it back.
Right.
Nope. Because if not, we're gonna go take it anyway.
Right.
That's why they said they said that I think it's in Isaiah. They said or Jeremiah. They said our gates should be continually open day and night. We should bring up the forces of the Gentiles.
That's good. That's good. I think it's the next verse.
And it reads, the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee, the multitude of camels shall cover thee.
Meaning what? They're gonna come with chariots,
Right.
and stack camel, pack it, bring in what? Gifts, offerings, riches. You know.
They gonna still have like the big ships. Gonna have all that gold on it. Gonna be transferring all that gold on
Right.
big ass boat ships, bringing it to us. You know what I'm saying? Everything to build up the kingdom. That's gonna build up the streets. But the streets gonna be paved with gold.
Exactly.
All type of price. All the stuff that the wicked elites got in their temples.
Yeah.
We're gonna clean them out, bring it all back. Come on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you had it for a while. You had that. Okay, it's time to come back on. Y'all gonna build up, Rothschild. Build up that street, man. Put that gold right there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's perfect. Right. But that's perfect for them to have. It's perfect for the Lord to have them to do it because why? A lot of their last names was Goldstein, Goldberg. You know what I mean? So you were so infatuated with the Heavenly Father's gold, He gonna make you give it away, build it, the kingdom up with it, and Esau's still gonna have that whole green fever. He gonna see it and want it. You know what I'm saying? But that's like how they say, it's easier for us to do without. It's easier to not miss something you never had. So with Esau, it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? A double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? He used to have the riches, right? Mortimer. You know what I'm saying? But now he gonna have to give them away and build it up for somebody, which is
a trading place. Like
exactly.
I'm talking about Lazarus and the rich man. We're Lazarus. We're the one that's asking for breadcrumbs.
Right, begging, basically.
What?
Yeah, hurt.
You're trying to get a job.
Exactly.
Trying to get an apartment.
You just trying to get your next $1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So that's really gonna hurt Esau when he know he used to have all of this, be in control of it. That's the dynamics of it.
That's why it says come and sit in the dust. That's part of the humiliation.
Right. And it reads, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense.
See?
Right?
Just said that.
And they shall shew forth the praises of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Keep going.
All the flocks of Kedar, all the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar.
Meaning they're not gonna come empty-handed. Right. It's not gonna be a time where the heathens come and they don't have nothing. No, they're gonna come just like we said. They're gonna come with gold, spices, oils, women, stones, whatever we like.
Slaves.
Yeah. No, they're gonna come. They're gonna be ready to serve that day. Because they don't, we gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
It's what the kingdom is gonna be ruled with a very strict rod of iron. That's what it's talking about. Because how you gonna buck up against people with superpowers?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. No, you're right though. They're gonna actually be ecstatic to do it because it's gonna be like an honor. You know what I'm saying? Just like, there's no comparison, but to like how Esau now is in rulership, he's the prize.
Spirit, move over.
Move over. You know what I'm saying?
The Most High is moving them over.
Get out the way.
Kingdom shall be translated from one people to another.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like with the foreigners,
Yeah.
the Chinese woman want to get with Esau. She'll look at the so-called black man in disgust. The Elamite woman, they want to get with Esau. This changing now because they know that he's a cuck and he's losing power. He's a weakling. But naturally, women are attracted to power, money, wealth, security. So that's what Esau offers. He still has, his power structure. But yeah, that's how the heathens are gonna look at us. But they gonna do it in righteousness because they gonna know we are the gods of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like we the true, like that's crazy. That's like with the story of Zeus, right? He was, it's fiction, Greek mythology, but that was a big part of him being glorified, that he was mixed with a god and human. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they gonna look at it. Like, yeah, go. What's that? It comes to America. Whatever you like, they gonna come like that.
How
You know what I'm
women gonna
saying?
be like that too.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in perfect order.
Right.
They're gonna be, when you get a woman, she's gonna conform to, she's gonna learn.
Right.
Like we learned this truth. How
Yeah.
to serve the Lord.
Right.
She's gonna learn how to serve what you like, what you don't like.
Right.
What you like,
Right.
boundaries, what you like to do around you, what you can't do
Exactly.
around you. The
Exactly.
Lord did. Lord said boundaries. Lord said, hey man, none of y'all ain't supposed to be sodomites. You ain't supposed to dress like a woman.
Right.
A woman ain't supposed to dress like a man.
Right.
Those are what these people might call them boundaries.
Right.
But they're actually laws, statutes. You can tell that they come from a man. Because a man mind is evil, wicked.
Right.
That
Right.
came from Heavenly Father.
Right.
Even the whole idea of mixed fabric, you might think you might not understand the reasoning behind it,
Right.
but the Creator he knows.
Yeah.
Or not
Yeah.
to get edge ups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Using razors, especially with our people, we get them razor bumps, all crazy. But it's the wear. It says, "Learn not to wear the heel." The heathen mess with custom. But you know what I'm saying? The parents are gonna be happy to give their daughter like, yeah, go be with them. Make us proud. You know what I'm saying?
Like my daughter's one that you like.
Exactly.
My daughter's one
The
that
Ephraimite. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your daughter.
No.
She's
Right.
She's slave.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Be a part of the house of such and such.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be family joint area.
Yeah, it's gonna be an honor because it's gonna be royalty. They're gonna be, you're gonna give birth to a god. Like that's gonna be crazy in their mind.
It's
right?
happening now. I see.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Because they're going to know the heathen's going to be like, my grandson is a god.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
No.
They're going to come to all the little dinners with
Right.
the shindigs we had. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They're going to be serving, though. You ain't going to be sitting at the table.
Right.
The Lord kind of allowed me to experience, that recently. The heathen woman, trying to get at Jake.
Mhm.
Moabite, Edomite,
Yeah.
don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
African.
It's like our spirit.
Yeah.
It's going to be around us, but it's a spiritual reason, though.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But we will probably going to have friends in the heathens, too.
Oh yeah, we all have friends of them.
Yeah.
I know. I want friends of Ammon and Moab.
Yeah.
Man, y'all go have them tournaments. Sit like y'all watch that.
Right. Right.
I mean, y'all go fuck Esau up.
Yeah.
Now, you kid, you have army men you play with to make them fight.
Right.
You don't have the power to do that with you have power over the nations, right?
Exactly.
So as long as we treat them in righteousness,
Right.
we gonna be,
Yeah, which is gonna be automatic because we gonna have it written in our inward part. We not gonna go off. So you know what I'm saying? What it says, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in rule, the people rejoice. So they gonna be happy because they gonna get a fair shake, a fair deal on everything they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Teach them how to, certain might teach them some technology. You know what I'm saying? How to break the valve and broke, so they might have some type of vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Because they got to go to work. They're going to be working all the plants.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like us, we got automobiles.
Yep.
Before that was a luxury of the Edomites.
Mhm.
Jake really didn't have automobiles, but they understood that for us to get to work and serve them,
Yep.
we gotta let the Negro start owning automobiles.
gotta let them drive our buses.
You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it reads, saying, and it reads, and it reads,
That's good.
all right, that's beautiful. All right. And it reads, okay, and Ephraim and all they from Sheba shall come, they shall bring gold and incense.
So that's what you said earlier, Queen Sheba, right?
Right.
Cushites. So in other words, Cushites.
Yeah, see?
All the hate nations.
Cushy.
You know, Cush always, Ethiopian
Right.
unit, you know.
They always kind of was, at
Cool.
peace with Jake. Cool.
And also, what's that king that let us go back and rebuild?
Cyrus.
Cyrus. Well, he's Persian, right? Elam.
Yeah.
So certain heathens we are going to do.
Right. Because I think the Lord called him his servant.
Yeah.
Right?
Never.
Is that not we call
All of them really was servants because they all did the will.
But
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but somebody reading that not in the know would think, oh, they Israelites.
Yeah.
They could be saved.
Yeah, they could be saved, but no, that was just the Lord was using them for our purpose,
Just like
for His purpose.
Sorry. Just like He could use anybody.
Yeah,
That proves it.
yeah,
That proves that. The Lord said, just like He made the donkey, just like He made what's he a
you talking about
Moabite?
Shrek? The donkey and Shrek.
It's like He made the Moabite bless us.
Right.
Because he tried to put a curse on us.
Balaam.
Yep. Balaam.
Yeah. And they shall shew forth the praises of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Ne by all shall minister unto thee.
Hannah. Hannah means grace. Getting ready to get that grace.
They shall come up. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish.
Like you said. Like brother was saying, they're gonna come with boats, they're gonna come with animals,
Ships, yeah,
whatever way they can come.
right. First to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord.
The boat might almost sink, or brother might use some power.
I'm gonna get across that. When that goes to sinking, we're going out and get. Might do it on purpose to hey, I mean, go down and put that gold. Put up in that water.
They might have an attitude, right? Damn, I gotta pick up this cold. Make your boat sink. Now go to the bottom.
Right.
All
Yeah, we gonna make it interesting. It's like when we had got on different little shipwrecks. I think Paul was shipwrecked. What's that with Jonah?
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
when Moab had us too, when China had us, man, we used to have us on the ship. They used to make Jake go under the water to fix the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without no, but it was ancient times, so it wasn't really no feudal times, so they had that scuba gear and all that shit.
Yeah.
We had to go, they used Jake to go under the water to fix the holes in them
Yeah,
ships.
hold your breath.
Yeah. They was saying, because they said that we wasn't human, so we could take that type of water.
Yeah.
We could stand punishment.
Wow.
Yeah. So they make us do that.
That's crazy. And it reads, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh, thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy
That's
walls.
slavery. Go ahead.
Right. And their kings shall minister unto thee.
That's slavery.
Right. Go ahead. For in my wrath I smote thee.
Which is right now. Which is really like a smack on the head. You know, like you have a child, you might really want to, they might
Mangle
piss you
their
off.
ass.
You might really want to fuck them up, but you might just give them a hard.
Right.
That's what the Lord did us. He could have did us way worse.
Right.
You know? Like a hand pop.
Yeah.
Like the shit I went through, I look back like, man,
Yeah.
the Lord really just popped me on the head.
That's why he said it was a light affliction. He said it
Yeah.
was a light affliction. It didn't feel like to us though, but
Right.
but like you said, he could have did worse because he know the limits of what he could have did to us. That's why I say it was a light affliction.
Right.
I could have did way, like you said, I could have did way worse than y'all.
Exactly.
Put y'all some messed up conditions.
Right. No, but from like a from a humanistic look at it, it do look harsh. Like it was crazy what was done to us, but like you said, the Lord could have did way worse. You know what I'm
He
saying?
could have been like, you know what?
I'm gonna kill them off.
I don't want y'all no more.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be my.
Right. He could have turned us into a heathen.
He couldn't have the Lord. He could have not sent the Lord.
Right.
Then what?
Yeah,
Right.
Done.
You know.
Done out here. I wouldn't even want to come back. I was like, man, just kill me and just keep me dead.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I take
He
it
could have
one
made us
further.
Edomites.
Fights, yeah.
Exactly.
He made us Israelite men.
Right. Right.
That's like the top of food. Right
Top
now, it
tier.
might not feel like it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
come on, man. You're an Israelite man.
Right.
That's why you should be honored to come out here and do the work.
Right.
Serve the Lord. Repent.
Right.
Because we ain't perfect because of the flesh, of course, but you do the best you can. That's all we can do, man. It says iron sharpen iron, so we sharpen each other.
Right.
You know?
And it reads, and their king shall minister unto thee, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Right? Therefore, the gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom,
Okay, so there, go ahead.
for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
See, that goes back into the whole reign, what we're saying.
Right,
Plaguing them because they don't want to serve us and our God. No?
right. Yeah, because that's what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We had to serve.
And
It's
their
not,
God.
we got fucked up.
He said they won't bring their kings. That means that's talking about the top of the leagues. All the leagues of other nations, that there'll be chains, feathers of chains in our courts. Bring them through the streets, chained up. They're gonna be kneeling. They're gonna be in like a little kneeling huts, laying down, kneeling on the ground, chained up all together in the rows, order,
Right.
Walking shame.
chained up with their heads down. The house shot gonna be walking around talking to them and why y'all in this predicament? Y'all ain't showing no mercy. Y'all ain't gonna be showing mercy. This is the reason why y'all he gonna be lecturing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially Esau, he gonna be the one. He gonna lecture them hard.
Yeah.
He gonna be talking crazy,
You know what it reminds me of? That scene out of the Planet of the Apes, the one with Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
He had a deep voice.
Yeah.
He was like, silence!
Exactly. Yup.
They had the humans all lined up in chains. With a big Jake, they was gorillas, but you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be us. We're gonna be in our hyper Super Saiyan forms. You know what I'm saying? But Jake gonna be walking around on Edomites barking orders. It's gonna be crazy. The amount of power. His voice was like the sounds of many waters.
So they gonna be shook. Like, they gonna be like heart gonna be beating fast, sweating and shit. They gonna be really wish like, hurry, just put us in the cage so we can just get out of your presence.
You remember how our people was afraid when the Lord was talking to us.
Yep.
They was like, nah, Moses, you go up there
Yep.
and talk to him. Because it was a frightening experience. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because that's just sheer power.
Power.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To hear somebody talk like that, you know, you hear people with deep voice, you like, damn, this motherfucker's strong.
Strong.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Got some strong ass longhorns.
You know what I'm saying? But it usually be bigger people.
People. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this motherfucker probably crush a motherfucker's skull with his bare hands. You know?
So when they see Yahweh Shai, man, they gonna really be like, hey, damn, this is him. Like,
Right.
look how tall he is. And, you know, he big. And he, like you said, that
Right.
voice, he talk. You gonna feel like a vibration when you
Yeah.
talk. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you hear a lion, you go to a zoo.
Oh,
you go
that's
see
the scary
Terror
shit
shit.
out you,
Yo, when they,
man.
you ever
Yeah.
heard when they raw, you can feel, you can feel it.
Yeah,
Like,
Seneca Park Zoo.
yeah.
I told that story years ago. We was on the trail,
Mhm.
nowhere near where the zoo part at.
Yeah.
And I hear the motherfucker roaring. I'm like, yo, is this motherfucker, did he get out?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was that close.
Yeah,
But,
I heard
but
it.
I felt like goosebumps. I'm like, God damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I'm like, if he out here, I know I got to fight for my life, but I really ain't got no wins.
Yep.
You know that kind of fear when you
Yeah.
know you ain't got no wins? It ain't like a bully on the playground. This is a fucking man eater.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
So imagine the Lord when he talk.
Yeah,
So that's gonna be fearful.
right.
He talk. Word.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
With that, we're going to end it. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Shalom.
Shalom.